Welcome to Between Chapters. I'm Eric, and today I want to talk to you about my novel update, as well as quick let you know that my other YouTube channel, Daily Heroics, where I talk about my resiliency coaching, I'm putting up a new video that's going to talk about my release of my coaching practice again. This is something that is a deep passion of mine, just like storytelling is. As long as I'm connected with creativity and serving through the coaching platforms, and I've done this for a lot of years, and not always professionally, but if I'm connected to it in some way, I'm healthy, I'm growing. If I don't have creativity, if I don't have service, just like a lot of people, I'm dying. Literally, and I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. My soul is crushed if I'm not doing it. So if you want to learn more about that, please go over there and check it out. Even if you don't want to be coached by me, there's still some good value information there that maybe makes you think about something a little differently. And if that's going to be something that benefits you, I do want you to subscribe there, because that's where I'm going to put the majority of that content, even though it'll sprinkle in here just a little bit because it's part of who I am. Deal with it. But right now I want to talk about my novel. I did, as I said, finished it. I just did the Q&A and loved the questions. Please keep them coming. If you have questions, I'm more than happy to do that. I really love fielding questions because, one, they make me think, and they also make me stay connected to what I believe, and they make me challenge what I believe sometimes. And that's why I started YouTube, was because it's my journal. It allows me to stay connected to what I have found that works and helps me in my creativity and in my own healing journey of mental health. So thank you for being a part of it, because it does help me continue to grow and become who I am. And that's the main part of life. The main point is to figure out who you are and be that. Simple, isn't it? Well, apparently it's not, because I'm still working on it. Okay, so novel is done. I'm in chapter 11, and what I've been doing, and I just want to share with you, is I've been reading it to a friend, chapter by chapter. The next chapter is chapter 11, and I've read it to him. His name's Fortune, Daniel Fortune. He's one of my best friends from the Army, and I'm so lucky to have him in my life. In reading it to him, he's not a fiction lover. And so initially I'm like, this is going to be tough, but he liked the concept, and I read it to him, and it's exciting because he's enjoying the story. And as a nonfiction lover, I mean, yeah, it actually works. I didn't mean it that way, but he loves nonfiction, but he doesn't like fiction. He doesn't love fiction. So this is a wonderful test for me, because one of the things that I did writing this novel was I wanted to write it for someone who isn't a fantasy buff, who isn't a big reader, that it would make it accessible enough for them to be challenged by it, but also not so overwhelmed that we're talking like this toe-stubbing book that's super dense. One, because I'm not quite sure I'm capable of making that type of novel, but two, I don't want to make it. But if he likes it, then it gives me confidence that I could sell this book. I could publish it, even if it's self-published. And that's what I want to talk primarily about today, is this process of writing, reading, and then selling. Reading it to Fortune has been great because he owes me nothing. He doesn't owe me, oh, you're so great, good job. But he gives me that encouragement. But he also gives me really great feedback that I've put into each chapter. There isn't a chapter that's gone by that he hasn't touched and influenced in a positive way. So that's really exciting. Everything he tells me does not make it into the book, but that also helps me understand how in an edit are you protecting your creative work, but also letting it be changed by someone who gives you good advice, gives you good insight. As a reader who doesn't live in my head and know everything that I know about this book, his questions make me go, dang, I didn't express that, did I? Well, let me quick do it, and then I fix it, and then the next day the chapter's better. So that's exciting. He's also helping me with marketing and things, so we're getting some plans together of how to do all of this, and I will be submitting to publishers. I have a couple of leads on literary agents that could go nowhere. I mean, in the last time I tried this, I had 50 no's, so I don't expect a lot of difference, but I believe that you put yourself in a position to receive the blessing. You know, success is this equation of faith, footwork, and luck. And as long as you put yourself in a position to receive that luck through having faith in yourself, through moving in a way that you need to, figuring out branding, getting marketing materials together, polishing the book, editing, and all that stuff, these are the footwork moves that you have to make so that when someone does find you, hey, you got lucky. So that's really helpful, because I'm not that guy. I'm not a marketing guy. If anything, I diminish myself too much. And that's part of my own stuff. Like, I don't like being seen all that much, because when I was a kid and I was seen or noticed as different or even special, we'll say, I got attacked. So the more I faded away into the background, the safer I became. So this becomes a worldview. A key decision I made was, the more visible I am, the more I'm attacked. That's not untrue, but I've had to realize that the attack isn't physical violence anymore. It's not that dangerous. It just sucks and it's gross and I don't like it. But I want to make a difference. Not because I'm great, but because it's part of who I am. I want to make a difference. And if writing and sharing can do that, then I have to deal with the negative things that come. And so Fortune's helping me keep moving forward. And also, novel writing is a very lonely process. Your head's down, you're really digging into the work, and then you come up for air and you're kind of alone. So in this every other day reading and reflecting with him, it keeps me connected in a way to other people consistently, and that's really important. Part of the footwork thing is I'm going to try and submit to the literary agents. I'm going to apply to more. I'm going to try to go traditional publishing. I do believe that it's going to be a really hard sell because I'm not a name. I don't think I could pitch you something, and this isn't me being like, oh, I suck. It's just I don't really know that I could create a compelling pitch that would make a publisher be like, oh, who's this guy? Because I don't really have a big social media following, and that really helps having a social media following, because then they see a distribution channel, and that's, I get it, you're a business, but I also have to accept that reality. So I'm going to try that, but I'm pretty sure that indie publishing is going to be the direction I end up going if that other doesn't fall through. So I'm both preparing for indie publishing in hopes that in preparing for that, it might help me with traditional publishing. Could it? Yes, absolutely. Will it? I have no idea. But that's the path I'm walking and wanted to share it with you guys. And also to say thank you for the encouragement. There's been a really vocal group of people who have believed in me, who have wanted to see this happen for me and are curious about the story. And that is so thrilling because I've never had that experience in my life when it comes to this pursuit of becoming an author. And that's a big deal. So it doesn't go unnoticed, and I look forward to many more conversations and updates with you guys. And I hope that you stick around for it all because it's exciting for me, and I hope it is for you. And I hope you're pursuing whatever passion it is that you have and that it's making you healthy and happy, regardless of the metric of success that you might think you need to measure it on. Falling in love with the process and doing the work is the ultimate reward. It's the only guarantee we have. We don't have a guarantee of results. I don't have a promise that because I worked really hard for a long time, my book gets made. There's no guarantee, but I was guaranteed the right to work on it and the joy that comes from creating it. And I hope you feel that too for your stuff. So thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you in the next one. And until then, journey well, my friends.